Michelle Yeoh from Crazy Rich Asians, one of the biggest and best movies of the year.
Thank you for
Yes.
saying that.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Well, first of all, when did you hear about the book, Crazy Rich Asians, and did you read it right away?
When it first came out. In fact, actually, a friend from Hong Kong called me, very excited, say, "You've got to read this book and you've got to make it into a movie." So on the first chance that I got, I read it, and honestly, Kevin had me at the prologue. You know, when Eleanor went to London with her young child and they were not welcomed to the hotel, and like Eleanor Young does best, she buys the hotel. Takes
That
it
tells
over.
you everything you need to know about her.
That's right. Immediately, you're so drawn to a character because I've always been drawn to strong women characters. So yes, I read it, and you know, it had all the elements of fun, funny, all the quirky characters that I know because I live in that part of the world, and I'm going, I think I recognize who this is and who this family is. So it was a lot of fun. So I was really thrilled when I knew someone was going to make this into a movie.
So when you were reading it, did you picture yourself playing Eleanor or anyone else?
Well, yes and no, but in the book, Eleanor is really mean. And I really, right? I mean, she was just mean. I mean, it reminded me of in the old days of the black and white movies where mother-in-laws were just downright mean. But I was very happy when I received the script and I could see that they have really given her much more complexity as any mother really deserves, and which I thought was really necessary because why would such a wonderful son, right, stay away from home if he had a truly loving mother? And I think that was more important to us as storytellers, to be able to reflect on what is around us. And I know these wonderful mothers who are not, the motivation is out of love, feeling that they know the best for their children. And sometimes us as children, right, we don't want to be told what to do. We don't want to be told that, you know, their ways are much more wiser, and because they've lived their lives and they understand what is the right thing to do. So it was a good experience for me, and that wonderful as an actor because I don't have children, so I don't really know what it is what a mother would do for their child, but I can see how it's reflected around me because I've got a wonderful sister-in-law, I've got friends, I've got godchildren, and I've got friends who are mothers, and I see how they protect their children and how they actually do it because they really want the best for them.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's also like a vessel through which we see the values in Asian culture, because I'm Chinese American, like I know like we put like family first versus the values in American culture, which is like independence and like putting yourself first.
Correct.
So
Correct.
How important was it for you to get that theme across through Eleanor? Because she could come across as just like the villain, like keeping these like lovebirds apart.
Correct. I don't think at any point with John Chu or the producers they wanted to portray an Asian mother as just the villain, and it would not have been a good balance for the story because you know to have the young lovers have a obstacle it's normal. I mean, I think it reflected in anyone who has a mother-in-law, and they know, right, you're never going to be good enough for my son or for my daughter. You're going to have to earn that respect, right? And with Eleanor, it was exactly what she needed to show to the rest of the world, because you know we are given this amazing opportunity to take you to the other side of the world, where you know even if you are not American born Chinese, it's like going to your roots and really knowing how it is back home, because it is very, very different, whereby family values are much more important than personal ambitions and personal goals. So that's self-sacrificing attitude, but the love for family but it's shown in very different ways. It's not shown by saying, "Oh, I love you so much."
We don't do that.
We don't do that. Hi. we don't, you know, I've, you know,
We don't share our feelings.
growing up, you don't have your mother or your dad going, oh, come here, let me kiss you
Yeah.
and tell you how much I love you. They'll say, oh, you're looking a little bit tired, which means I'm going to make you the best soup. I'm going to make sure that you're
Soup
right.
cures everything.
Exactly.
I died every time soup was brought up.
But that was how they expressed love, through food. Like they will save the best part for you. If it was a chicken leg or something like that, and that was how love is still in today is expressed in many ways. Like when I go home, my mother will lay out my clothes because she thinks that you will look the best in this, and you know that is the old traditional way of expression of love. So it was very important at this point to also show through Eleanor the old values and how they need to be protected. I mean, there's some traditions that needs to be protected and needs to be handed down. And only if you live and you practice it all the time will it happen, because otherwise it will be lost. So you know, having the scene making the dumplings and all that. But what I thought was really special that you showed the strength of Eleanor was having the mother-in-law, played by the amazing Lisa Liu, that she was on her back after so many years. My son is all grown up, that she's still on her back, reminding you can be better.
Yeah.
You're
Like
still not
she doesn't
good
think
enough.
she's good enough.
Right. And I think that was her approach to Rachel. It was like, are you prepared? I don't think you are prepared to be in this circle, to be in this family, because this will be demanded of you, not by me, but by the fact that you are in this family. So it's almost like a nice warning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if you be part of this family, you have to lose some of your very independent American ways. You know, you have to put the family before yourself, the elders before yourself, you know, speak only when spoken to, and all those kind of things. So it was a wonderful ride, because, you know, I got reminded as well of all the different values while we were making this film.
Yeah. Well, because that all comes to a head in the mahjong scene, which is not in the book, but it's such a great distillation of all the themes and like the relationship, and it was just loaded with symbolism. Because even if you don't know how to play mahjong, you kind of it didn't matter. You understood what was going on. Like she gave up her winning tiles.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was your reaction when you found out about the scene?
No, I thought they were very, very smart, because you wanted these two women to, I would say, it's like the final battle. It's like coming to terms, who is going to win this? And it wasn't, like you say, it wasn't just the game, it was the coming forwards and backwards. And I thought they were very smart. They used mahjong because, you know, the tiles make that sound. It's almost like a rhythm, ta-ta, 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 you know, back and forth and pong and all those kind of things. And it is true, it's one of the favorite games of the Chinese society. We play this all the time, and it is a game of strategy, very similar to the game of poker. But that quietness of speaking versus the sound of the tiles and the many people that were in that room gave it such a powerful ambience. And that was necessary, because in that moment of noise but quietness, she was hearing for the first time the strength of this young woman and the reality of what is going on and the choices that one makes for the people that you love, like the choice that she would make for herself, for her son, and how she would support him or not support him. But I think the most important thing was seeing this girl find her own inner strength was for her the biggest joy in that sense. And then, you know, when she walked away with her mother, like the proud, you know, proud but not prideful, you know, proud of the fact that she would do anything for the man she loves. And that is the girl I'm looking for my son.
It's like self-sacrifice. Like Eleanor finally sees that too in Rachel. I love what you said about like them speaking quietly, because I mean, you've kicked a lot of ass in your career in Hong Kong martial arts movies and stuff. But I love like Eleanor's presence, because she's a very fierce woman, but there's obviously no fighting in this movie at all, and like no one really raises their voice. So what was it like for you to communicate like that inner strength without doing anything physically? Because there's still like a physicality to her, the way she carries herself.
Yes. Eleanor, when I pictured Eleanor, when I started to form this character, I worked very closely, of course, with John Chu, with Nina Jacobson, Brad, and John Penotti as well, because she is a very crucial character, and she is very well formed, you know. And I think Eleanor herself put her, you know, the way she dresses, the kind of jewelry she wears, the kind of clothes she comes out with, everything is not random. Everything is thought about. So when we I'm sorry, I forgot your question.
Oh, just how did you convey like her strength without?
So for me, sometimes the most difficult to convey strength and power is not by raising your voice or shouting. It's your demeanor. It's the way you use your words, and I think the eyes say a lot more than words sometimes do. It's the after, you know, when you finish saying a sentence, it's the look afterwards sometimes that conveys a lot more. And I did, for some physicality, was when I touched her face. It's almost like it's a caress before the words, these very strong words,
the barbs
come out. And the thing is, with Eleanor, there's always a sense of elegance and quiet strength about her that commands your respect. She knows who she is. She understands the position that she's in and the family that she has to protect, which gives her a certain sort of like armor that she wears, that when she walks out of a place, she's not just representing herself, but the family, the young family, her husband, and all the things that come with this family. It's like with her son, it's like she understands that he wants to maybe not have this kind of responsibility yet, because it's not about the wealth, it's about the people that works for them, which carries a lot of weight and carries a lot of responsibility. So she feels that, and that's what she has to convey the whole time. But I guess there's some moments where she would love to have fun too, right? And I find that she has a sense of humor. You know, it's like when she bought the hotel, and she said, please clean it up, you know. Rather than, I never think that battles are won by the louder you are. And so that's how I really appreciated that John Chu had that in mind. That is the Eleanor Young, that she's formidable, and you know it, but you never see her like throw something at you or do something physical or, you know, swear at you or anything like that.
Well, this is the first Hollywood movie in 25 years since The Joy Luck Club with an all-Asian cast, and this is, you did your first Hollywood movie like 21 years ago, Tomorrow Never Dies. So what has it been like for you, what does it mean for you to be part of this movie now in this climate, like, you know, having it taken so long for another all-Asian cast to be in a studio picture?
You know, now it's very empowering. At that moment when you are doing it, you're just, you know that it's a great movie, it's a fun movie, and it's wonderful that you see the leading man and girl, they're Asians, but I think at the end of the day, we did tell a fun, feel-good, romantic comedy that we haven't seen in a long time. And I think after a little while, you forget that it's an all-Asian cast. And that's what I would like to see, that, you know, it's not an event when we have an all-Asian cast. It should be a norm, that we should be able to be getting more roles like this. And I think it's proven the fact that we have globally fantastic Asian Americans, Asian Australian, Asian English, just Asian actors who are able to give you what you want when you go to the cinemas, when you take the time to come and watch a movie, that they are able to be amazing storytellers. And that is what is so necessary. And that's something that I have been fighting for since 30 years in my career. You know, not just strong women roles, not to break away the stereotype of what Asians should be and the type of roles. I mean, yes, yes, we are nerdy, we are quirky, we have all those, but you must give us a full story. and not just a two-dimensional stick someone in there and say,
like the token Asian.
Yes. Oh, we have an Asian. We have a very diverse cast. That's not it. But what I do hope is like to see many, many more of these opportunities for Asian storytellers in front and behind the camera. So I am very grateful to be part of it, to be part of something that's bringing in so much love and fun. I mean, it's very empowering because I walk down the street and Asian Americans, or even in London when I was just there recently, and they come up and they embrace you and say thank you.
Well, lastly, is there any update on the sequel?
Okay, so I'm not letting the cat out of the bag because at a Q&A, Nina Jacobson did say that we are hoping to do 2 and 3 together. Yeah, so that's
all you can say.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then we'll hound her next then.
Yes, please do.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Michelle.
No, thank you.